Corporate Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is a software engineer. And I do more than IT. I want to be clear. I do like accountants and everything. It's just right now, IT is in a huge slump. So most of the people to submit are from IT. So what do I need in a software engineer intern? Not much. Degree, basic knowledge of tech stack, language library, SQL, cloud, maybe a little bit of AI, the ability to work well with others. If you do not have that, you are probably going to get rejected, and the ability to take direction and criticism. If you don't have that, you're also probably going to get rejected. So this person's ratio is 150 plus to 1. So that means this is a terrible garbage resume that probably needs to be deleted. What a ratio is for you viewers at home, you can tell how good or bad your resume is. So not counting November, December, because those months are chaos, your ratio is how many applications it takes to get an interview. Your goal should be less than 50. If it's less than 50, even if your resume could be improved, it's doing all right. If it's more than 50, or in this case 150 plus, it's bad. So this is going to be a bad resume. But let me see how bad, because all I have is 20 seconds to find what I need. And yeah, that's all recruiters get. And go. Formatting's atrocious. Okay. Got a degree. AWS developed a course management study integrating advanced AI features like automate document. I don't care about that. Achieved at the Qt hack. What is that? How is that related? RAG system with PostgreSQL vector base. Slightly related. Created an AR for multi. This is not related. There's almost nothing here about software engineering besides RAG and SQL. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, this is definitely bad. All right, what did you say? I'm an international student struggling with getting an internships in my third year. I've applied to 150 plus jobs and no interview yet. Yeah, your resume has almost nothing I need to move you forward. So, first off, formatting. The entire purpose of formatting is so that I can read further in 20 seconds. That's it. That is why you want to use this formatting. It's in the link below, in my link tree. It's free. It's seriously going to, like, this is the format you want. Is it boring? Yeah, that's the point. Your resume should not look like this with bolding everywhere and whatever font and formatting this is. So, bad formatting. But beyond just the bad formatting, again, this should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. This should be wrapped up under here. And your relevant classes don't matter, but your awards might. That's actually good for internships. But a bigger problem is just like your resume has nothing on it. So why is it relevant to be a software engineer intern that you developed a course management study platform? In fact, I don't even know if you're a software engineer. You could be AI intern, but you just said software intern. So this doesn't have anything I need. If I wanted AI, which maybe there are AI intern roles, that's fair. I would have wanted something like maybe RAG was good, ML, agentic, LangChain, maybe LangGraph, but that's probably too new for the internships. Maybe. I don't know about that one. And SQL, which you did have, and then some backend language, but I don't see it. In fact, I don't even see any of the languages that you used here. And this is a real problem that almost everybody has, not just interns, is y'all put what's impressive on your resume, but we don't care what's impressive. It doesn't matter if you cure world hunger. I mean, like, it does on a cosmic and karmic scale, and I hope you do, but if you cured world hunger and you were Bill Gates's nephew, that's cool. It doesn't mean you have the experience to be an intern, right? Like, you need to be relevant to the role, and none of this, besides RAG and SQL, is relevant. Nothing here is relevant besides that. Where's the Python? Where's the other stuff? In fact, I think I have the AI intern stuff. AI intern. No, I don't. Darn. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, ML intern, right? If we're looking for ML intern, which could be an AI intern, but not necessarily an AI intern, what I need is machine learning, Python, C++, SQL. You did have that. PyTorch, TensorFlow, Cloud. And I will add RAG to that. I think that's fair. LLM, AI, generative AI, ChatGPT, and take direction and criticism, work well with others. I don't see any of that. You have 2 things I see out of a possible like 8 or 9, and I need 75% of that to move you forward. So I need to see how you're actually related to the intern role. I need to see whatever you're going for. Again, I don't know if you're going for software or if you're going for AI or whatever, but pick a lane first. And then, man, I need to see that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. I don't care how silly that is. I don't care. That's something that's critical. There are a lot of interns that, well, you can probably look in the chat right now. People don't want to work with them when they're insulting people. And there's a lot of people, especially in software engineering and other roles, where this is your first corporate job. This is the first time you may have ever had an actual job. And during that, they want to be able to tell you that, hey, Bob, guess what? Your Python code was bad. It caused a lot of bugs. Here's what you need to do to fix it. And they want to make sure you don't go and then flip the table and punch them in the face. That's critical. And they want to make sure you can work well with others. So you need to take direction and criticism if you're an intern specifically. And I need to see what you're actually interning for. You can delete this resume because there's nothing here that is salvageable with the exception of this. And even then, I need a little bit more. So look at the roles. Like, y'all got to look at the actual qualifications. And you don't need to redo your resume for every job. You just need to find about 15 jobs that have the same generalized job title, that have good job descriptions, which, let's be frank, not all job descriptions are good, and then make an aggregate list of their qualifications. That is your key. Those are going to be your key words to getting a job, because if you don't have that, it's nothing, and this resume has nothing. Because, again, third place is great, but that's not related. Now, if you said achieve third place at Cutie Hack by hacking in Python, SQL, RESTful APIs, and whatever, then that's related. But that's all I can really do for this resume. So if you all need any more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out. Share it with your friends and family who need a job, and let me go to the next resume. This is a full stack software engineer. MERN stack? No. Full stack software engineer. I have not seen a lot of MERN jobs. I've really only seen full stack software roles, at least in the US. So what I'm looking for is degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node.js, Angular, Next.js, GraphQL, SQL, API, RESTful API, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, cross-functionally, and .NET, Python, or Java, and a bonus points for architecture, extra language, Git, and DevOps, and maybe a little bit of AI. Problem is, people put way too much AI. Just want a little bit. Just a little sprinkle. So 20 seconds. What is this person's ratio, actually? 150. So this is probably a terrible resume. And go. Okay, degree, good. Formatting's bad. Developed and deployed a containerized full stack medical AI platform. Okay, that's... oh boy. Data review, built TypeScript, implemented off Odyssey Cognito, policy-driven post-degree drizzle. What? Okay, and declined? They had some of it. This is a problem. So this is, man, I hate saying this. People think I'm a terrible tech recruiter. I'm not. I actually know more about tech than the average recruiter. Am I the best ever? No, but I'm a pretty good tech recruiter. I have taught other recruiters how to read tech resumes. I've taught other managers how to read tech resumes. The problem with this is you slammed every single keyword or thing you did into 1 or 2 lines, and it's impossible to parse in the 20 seconds we have with this formatting. So am I looking for React, Next.js? Yes. And SQL and AWS? Yeah. And CI/CD. The problem is most people probably would miss that. Their eyes would gloss over because they'd be like React and blah, blah, blah. So we need to fix this. First off, I need you to write this for somebody that doesn't know tech, okay? I need you to make this say developed and deployed a medical AI platform using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS in an AWS environment. And if you had a Agile there, you can add that in. That's all I want in the first sentence, because you want 3 keywords to 6 keywords maximum. Minimum of 3, maximum of 6. If you go under, your resume does not contain enough usually. If you go over, it's so crammed together that people are going to miss it. So, 1, fix your formatting. 2, shrink these sentences down to things that are relevant. I don't care about Redis. I don't... Maybe Docker. I'm being generous, so in that case, if I'm being generous, probably not. No. I don't care about A/B deployment for 0 downtime release. I just want you to state simply, developed a medical AI platform using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS in a AWS environment. I think I saw AWS. I don't know if I actually saw AWS here. Yeah, there it is, AWS. It's so hard to read this. And that's it. That's all I need for the real first sentence, right? It needs to be basic and simple and easy to read. And then for the second one, again, you put TypeScript in the first one, and then we can have RESTful APIs. And why does everybody put auth to DC? Like, here's the thing. You need to be very, very specific with what you put in. If you slam in every single thing you've ever done, you're going to complain about age discrimination. And I'm going to tell you why I just said that. So a lot of the times on LinkedIn, I see people saying, I was discriminated based on my age. And the fact is, there is age discrimination. That can exist. I don't do it. I follow good recruiting practices, but to say it doesn't exist would be a lie. But I've actually reviewed a lot of people who have stated that they have faced age discrimination, but it's not age discrimination. What it is they fit 20 years of experience of non-relevant, and 18 of that is non-relevant into the same bullet point. And that's the problem with this right now, is you're doing the same mistake that they do, is you're trying to use this as a document of everything good you've ever done, and that's not what a resume is. A resume is not a document of everything good you've ever done. A resume is a snapshot of relevancy to a particular job title. And right now, you have a lot of unrelevant things. Now, the plus side is, it shouldn't take you too long to fix that. But you wrote me like 5 paragraphs, which is I'd always rather more than less. So let me try to skim through this just because there's so much here and I don't want the video to go too long. But I am an international student. Okay, that will affect your ratio. It sucks, but your ratio is going to be way worse than 1 in 50. I used to get people a 1 in 30 with my for internationals, and then the Trump law changes about H-1Bs happened, and now it's about a 1 in 70, 1 in 100. So it's 1 in 100 for international is probably solid. Should still be less than 1 in 50 though. 1 in 150. Let's see. The 100K fee does not apply. Well, then you need to state that in your resume. That actually is something you need to state. So you could even put that in a very brief summary at the very top. No need for the 100K fee as I got in before that law. That is something you need to put. Let's see. I have 2 target job titles, AI software and regular software engineer. I specialize in MERN stack, the resume for regular roles, and I will make a separate submission. Yeah, I saw both of them, and I'm only going to review one of them, but you need to split these into 2. Let's see. Should I keep the projects on my resumes? I didn't even get that far. I don't think it matters. For my experience, should I have a summary? No. The only reason you want a summary is you explain a visa status, which in this case you do actually need a summary. You are relocating or you are switching industries, but your length of experience is not related to a summary. Let's see. Should I bold my points? No, never bold. And I'll be honest, there's a lot more questions here. These are great questions you should ask me on my live stream, just because I want to give other people some focus, but there are a lot of questions here. So thank you once again. I look forward to your feedback. Could you please drop me an email, once the resume is reviewed so I get a notification? I would be here all day if I had to do that for all of them. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would recommend if you have more questions going on my live stream, that is where I specifically answer a ton of those, just because these videos would be ballooning in length. So let me go to the next resume. This is a data analyst, and I think they have a 1 in 50 ratio, which means this is a bog standard average resume. This is a C-. It passes, but barely, but it does pass, assuming they put in the right stuff. Sometimes people don't write in the right ratios, and I need that information to help you. This is a very specific thing. I need more information. That's why, even though that other person asked me a ton of info, I'd always prefer that over nothing. So let me see what they stated, and let me see what I can find, which again is degree, industry, SQL, data visualization, stakeholders, explaining technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders, how you solved a problem with data, not what the data is, MS Excel, macros, pivot tables, Python, R, multiple projects, and deadlines. Maybe a little of AI. Again, like AI is everywhere, but you don't want to like fill it to the brim. You just want a little bit. It's like a quick garnish of salt. Do you garnish with salt? I don't know if that's right. All right. And 20 seconds, go. Oh, this is hard to read. Degree. Okay. Analyze cross-channel with R is what I need. Okay. Hard to read, but you did tell me at least what you did. Okay. These are, yeah, value to AP period. Optimization, design of automated workflows, clients, control points, data proofing, data, how for key points, drivers. Okay. Yeah, there are some good stuff in here. There's a lot of bad, but there is some good stuff. That's like what a 1 in 50 is actually is like there's a lot of failure here, but you did have some good stuff here. Most importantly is you told me the purpose of what you did this for, not necessarily how you got the data, which like puts you leagues above everybody else. So let me read what you wrote. Let's see. Regional target, 3+ years in Big Four and back to school for masters. A couple of interviews during the program. One was converting during the holiday for visa holders. Now I'm getting no interviews from online applications. Recruiters are not proceeding further after knowing the sponsorship needs and networking seems done. Nothing beneficial. Need H-1B. Yeah, because they changed the law. And I'm not going to argue if it's fair because I don't think it is. And I hate how they did it, but they changed the law in that where you used to get a 1 in 30, now you would get a 1 in 100. And I have gotten people on visas for data analyst jobs using my formatting, and you are not there, but I don't think it's going to take an incredible amount. So here's what you need to do. First off, fix your formatting. This ideal. This I hate. Formatting. This is very difficult to read. Second, you actually had some of the right ideas here. Analyzed, again, I don't know, I don't really need the 20 million, but I do like that you used R, and I do like that you told me what you did. That's important. What I need is more of these, right? I need Excel. In fact, can I even find Excel? Is a good question. That is something that is needed. Yeah, it's all the way at the bottom. No one's going to read that. And guess what? It's in the skills section. Skill sections don't count. Nothing in the skills section counts. So here's what you need to do. All you really need to do is simplify these. Instead of analyze 20 million and blah, 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 just say analyzed our investment data using R, Python, Excel, whatever, for to identify, and here you can put 2.5 million in underperforming budget and relocation opportunities. That at least is fine because it gives them a context. But that's all you need to do. You're writing your resume too complicated. But I will tell you this, you're not going to go back to those pre-Trump ruling eras right now unless that law changes. Because of the change in the law or the executive order, whatever it is, you're having the problems due to that. And then down here, we go cross portfolios to Tableau dashboards. So like, look, delivered our results through Tableau dashboards and supported scenario planning for our stakeholders to improve our capital efficiency. So again, you're trying to impress me, and that's where you're failing. But the core of good bullet points is here. You just need more of these, and you need to simplify it. If you do that and you apply early to jobs, you will probably be able to get a role. It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. But you need to add these in the bullet points and simplify it, and you will happen like the other people in data analysts I've gotten, which they've gotten a job. It's still an uphill climb, but it is possible. But this right here, you're probably not going to find enough roles just because it's too hard to read. It doesn't have quite enough of the keywords. And the form, like the bolding, is just a nightmare. So let's go to the next resume. This is a project manager, project manager. What we need is, and this is going to be a little bit different, is I need the details about how and why you did whatever you did. The how and the why are arguably more important than the what in this case. So do I need to see Jira and Confluence and MS Project? And would it be nice to see a PMP and CSM and the words stakeholders and customers and Agile? Yeah, that's pretty good along with multitasking. But I really, really, really need to know how you did what you did. I need to know how you influenced the stakeholders. I need to know how many projects you had. What was their budget? How you solved the tough issue that the company needed. So this is a bit of a difference than a normal like software engineer or data analyst, is that I need the how, and the how is sometimes more important. So can I find that in 20 seconds? Also, to be clear, most resumes should not have numbers in the bullet points. This is an exception. I do actually need to see like team size and budgets and stuff. So ready and go. Designed and deployed HL7 API interfaces between Epic and enhancing data. No. Project implementation. Why did you put it like this? Assistant project managers and go live planning, stakeholder communication, employment. Again, I need to know how you did that. Manage project life cycles. What projects? How many? Leading cross-functional teams and engaging stakeholders. Again, yeah. So this would be a rejection, mainly because I don't have the details, and you did this weird thing where you put what you were about to say here. Don't do that. I don't know why you did that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Process improvements. Again, yeah. So here's the big thing of this is, if this was a non-project manager role, this was a more, I mean, it's kind of weird because project manager is, I think, IC still, but it's a weird way they are. But basically, if this was a non-manager type role, this would have been fine. The problem is I need to know details. Like, design and deployed based interfaces, how many of them, like, what was the project with that? Assisted project managers, how did you assist? What did you do? I don't want to see that you assisted. I want to see what you did. What did you do in that planning? Did you talk to stakeholders directly? How did you do it? Did you use MS Project? Did you use Confluence? Probably not, but, you know, that's the point. What was the project itself? When you manage project life cycles, how many? What was the size of those cross-functional teams? How did you engage those stakeholders? So this is the part of the problem. Formatting is mostly okay. This should be under this. There's some slight issues with formatting here because this is not this, but a bigger issue is just the bullet points themselves don't give me the context of what you've done. So I need you to put the context if you're going for a project manager, because the details matter. I don't want to see that you designed and deployed based interfaces. I want to see that you manage 3 to 5 concurrent projects of approximately $3 bajillion that contained 20 people across those projects, and met every deadline and was ahead of schedule. I want to know that you spoke with stakeholders explaining complex topics so that roadblocks on funding would be removed and blah, 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 blah. I need to know the details. A project manager, and to a degree a manager, needs to have the context. The context matters, because right now this does not read like a project manager. This reads like a individual contributor. And even if project managers are considered, actually, truthfully don't know if project managers are considered IC or not. It's a good question. But they're at least in the space of you need to write your resume differently. And this reads like you are not managing a project. You are doing one thing and one thing only, which is creating somebody else's project. And I need to see this stuff to move you forward. Now, they are in chat, so I'm going to help them out more. But for everybody else, we're going to the next resume. This is a data scientist, which has been a bit since I've done one. So I've redone most of the qualifications for these, and honestly, well, I didn't say most of them. It's mostly the same. There's a lot of most there. So for a data scientist, what we need is degree Python R SQL, degree R Python SQL, degree Python R SQL. I'm saying it again, degree Python R SQL, because that was in almost every single job description. If I do not see that, that's probably an instant rejection. That is in like every single one. Data in all its forms, so modeling, analytics, etc. The industry, again, I'm not going to be able to go in every industry, so I just need to see what industry you're in, and then maybe you need a keyword specific to that industry. Explaining stuff to non-technical folks, influence stakeholders, cross-functional, those are really important. ML Ops is a new one. I saw that in a lot of them. It's not in every single one, but it was in a lot, so I would recommend putting that in. Microsoft Office applications, yes, you need that. It was in a lot of job descriptions. And AI, Spark, Skibbity-learn, or scikit-learn. I still prefer Skibbity-learn. Pandas, NumPy, and then dashboards and data visualizations, but you don't actually need to say what kind they were, weirdly enough. Normally you do, but it just that you've worked with dashboards and data visualization. So this is what is this ratio? This is a 1 in 100, so I'm expecting this to do things mostly wrong, but there's 1 or 2 salvageable things. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. Okay, degree, good. Customer stakeholder, customer value. There we go. SQL Tableau, customer feedback. That's actually a really good bullet point. Cross using ML, that should be capitalized for SE model performance, limited loss, and machine learning predictions and decline. Yeah, there's some good stuff there. I just think there's too much fluff. And I think if they actually were able to get down to here, they may move forward. Now, assuming there may be visa status, which may make things. So I'm looking for, I don't know why I was about to say Nintendo dual screen. That's been out for a very long time, Lee. You are aging yourself. For data science roles and ideally product data science, but I'll take anything right now. I'm still in my master's program and I graduate in April. I have taken PhD level courses in casual inference, which I know some jobs are looking for, but I'm not sure the best way to emphasize that in a project. That's how you want to do that, is in a project, especially if it's something that is very niche. And you may want to actually put that, weirdly enough, above or lower your, so here's where you want to do if that is something they're looking for. Keep your work history or so here, and then right towards the end you put that niche topic in the project, even if it messes with the time flow a little bit. If it is something they're really looking for, because if something is that niche, then yeah, or niche, I will one day know how to say that. Also, what is casual inference? But I'm not sure what the best way to answer says. Since I don't have professional experience, projects are fine. Also, a question I have is, should I include projects showing casual inference at the expense of some relevant experience, like my first internship? So, you will need to fix your bullet points. There are some bad bullet points here, but there are some salvageable ones. And I think once you fix those and you fix the formatting, you will have enough space to put a project that shows casual inference, whatever that is, if it is needed. Again, I did not see it, but if you're applying to something very rare, that could be beneficial, especially if that's an industry thing. So here's what we're going to do. First off, fix your formatting. Need to look like this. This does not look like this. Then this should be one line. This should be one line. All right. Is it nice that you have an economics club? Yes. But we're looking for full-time jobs, and those are less important once you're looking for your full-time roles. They're great for internships, but not for full-time. So you already will be saving about 2.5 to 3 lines with that. Then we go down to here, and this is just too much. Right? Led a root cause analysis over 12 weeks to understand, diagnose, and mitigate outlier prediction in the customer lifetime value system, presenting results to 50-plus analyst team members, data science leadership, and non-technical stakeholders. So, the only thing there that is possibly related is non-technical stakeholders. I think you need to redo that sentence entirely. So instead of led blah, 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 it's just, how about you just say... analyzed, what did you do? Customer value systems using blah, 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 and explain those results to non-technical people. Yeah, it's not the word stakeholders, but again, non-technical people, they know that's a keyword for stakeholders, so they'll understand it. Then here, built interactive dashboards using SQL and Tableau on tables with billions of rows to receive feedback and communicate the impact of outlier predictions and weekly lifetime value team meetings. So, some good here, right? This, fantastic. I don't care that you had billions a row. Why does that matter? Once you're out of school, nobody cares how you got the data. It's such a weird thing. Like in school, you need to make sure your data is perfect. They test you on the data. You need to double check the data. But once you're in corporate, you just kind of got to get it right. They don't really care how you do it so much. So I don't need this part. Fantastic. This part, not so much. But again, impact of others for value team meetings could be used. Because remember, you're not looking for an internship anymore. These are phenomenal bullet points, except for the first one, for interns. The problem is a really, really good intern resume will fail to get you your first-time role. So I need you to stop thinking like an intern, because you're not looking for internships, you're looking for full-time roles. And I need you to redo some of these bullet points. But again, the core of them is there. Like, this is not a burn it in the trash kind of thing. There's a lot here that can be saved, but I'm going to need you to simplify it Remember, you are writing this for somebody with no technical knowledge, and add a little bit more of this stuff in the first paragraph, and shrink it. So once you do that, and I know that sounds like a lot, but again, you don't have to redo all of this. There's just some stuff you can do it. You should have a much better time. So that is all I can do for this resume. This person is in my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. So I'm going to help them out a little bit more after this. But for everybody else, that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends and family that need a job. And I will help you get ahead of your job search, and see you in the next video.